Hello, people. Hello. I ain't even gonna hold you. We already know what it is. We can clearly see it. It's in the thumbnail, it's in the social media, it's on Instagram, it's on Twitter, it's everywhere. I'm not gonna hold you. We're gonna get right into it. I am your host, Rondo23. This is the Rondo23 show, the Rondo23 podcast, the Rondo23 experiment podcast with your host, Rondo23. And again, LeBron James to the 76ers, the Philadelphia 76ers, people. Out of all the teams he could have went to, he chooses to go to the Philadelphia 76ers. Philly. Why would he go to Philly? There's just a loss for words. There's absolutely no reason why LeBron James would pick Joel Embiid, VJ Edgecombe, Maxey, Dean Wade, and whoever the fuck else they got. Anthony Simons, like, brother, I mean, okay, I if you want to say they got a better roster build than the Warriors, cool. If you want to say Miami, cool, but not really. Like, not really. Outside of maybe more consistent players, down to maybe the sixth or seventh man out of, the Warriors really only got Steph and Jimmy Butler. Miami really only has Giannis and Bam Adebayo. If you want to say LeBron going to Philly gives him Joel Embiid, VJ Edgecombe, Maxey, Dean Wade, Anthony Simons, and it seems like the general manager was in the same draft class as LeBron James as well in 2003. So I guess that's what we're doing. I don't know about it's legit, but I don't think I wanted to go through, but I don't think I have an opinion at that point. But unfortunately, it is official. LeBron James will be Philadelphia 76ers. He is signing a 2-year, $8 million contract at vet minimum. So that puts him into year 2025 with a player option to leave that year. So this could be a thing where LeBron is only doing like 2-year contracts until he's like 50 or 65, because LeBron is saying he can play until he's about 65. Again, this is legit. I'm going to get into some of the videos. Please leave your opinion down low, comment, share, like, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. We're going to get into it. I'm going to let this ride, and you guys, please tell me what your opinion, your thoughts are, because personally, everybody's saying, oh, this is going to help him win 2 more championships. I don't see how that's possible. Joel Embiid is going to be injured. He's only going to play maybe 60 out of the 82 games, and that's giving him like 20 extra games. We know he's done at 40. He has bad eyes. He has bad knees. He has bad hips. At any moment, he's glass wall. This is like Anthony Davis after LeBron won the championship in the bubble all over again, except this time his running mate being Joel Embiid isn't going to be enough to put him over the top to even enter the conversation. Like, this is a play-in team, not playoff contenders, in my opinion.
LeBron James is signing with the Philadelphia 76ers on a 2-year, $8 million deal with a player option. This comes after more than 20 days since he announced that he will be leaving the Los Angeles Lakers to play the next chapter of his career somewhere else. Wow. Stephen A.
I don't understand. I agree with you. I agree with you, Rico. I agree with you 100%, because in my eyes, you know how box office Stephen Curry and LeBron James would have been, minus whoever the fuck is around him. It's not about who's around them. It's just the fact that they're all both on the floor at the same time. You don't know who to guard, and if you're guarding Steph, LeBron cutting is diabolical. And if you're guarding LeBron, good luck to you. But then you got Steph Curry outside of the three who could shoot from full court, not half court, full court. Mind you, the NBA is trying to implement a 4-point line. So you definitely would have had LeBron James cutting left, right, doesn't matter. Then you would have Stephen Curry at the three. You know how much open floor that leaves for a guy like Jimmy Butler to just operate and then not to mention the IQ of Stephen Curry with LeBron James. We saw what happened in the Olympics. We saw the chemistry that these two were able to build in a matter of one game. Like, just that's left unsaid. Neither here nor there, but we will continue that conversation.
We knew it was coming soon. We did not know it was coming today. Your initial reaction to LeBron joining forces with Jaylen Brown and company in Philly?
Shock.
Yeah.
Because I thought that if he was going.
I feel like this is like an alternate universe that we've entered. Ever since they turned off CERN, it's like nothing real is actually going on. So we got to take this with a grain of salt, because we all know, one, is scripted. Two, it's heavily invested as far as because of the betting that's going on. Sports betting has become a much bigger thing in the past, the more recent past, as far as every team has at least 3 players. Every team is basically capable of reaching the playoffs. And it's to the point where we can't overly stack a LeBron James with a Joel, with a Giannis, and then you put a Bam Adebayo. That may have been a little bit too obvious as far as the outcome for a championship, with Bam Adebayo having the most points in NBA history and beating Kobe, with LeBron James having 4 championships already, and then not to mention Giannis not too long ago won a championship as well. So if you're thinking about sports betting, maybe that's the reason. That's just my thought and opinion.
Going back east, he would go home.
Agreed. He did have better options, but he ended up
the face of the Cleveland Cavaliers and then go somewhere else. For him to choose the Philadelphia 76ers, this is a shock among shockers. And I think that this speaks to Bob Myers, the architect, the former 4-time champion executive for the Golden State Warriors, being in Philly now and having him there, who went out and pulled off a heist as far as most of us are concerned in getting Jaylen Brown. So now you got Jaylen Brown.
I don't know if Jaylen Brown does it. I don't know if Jaylen Brown is the player that we're making him out to be. Not going to take anything away from Jaylen Brown, because we saw what he was able to do without Jason Tatum, and he was able to bring the Celtics to the playoffs, or at least bring them close enough. And he did it averaging 20 plus points. So now you got Jaylen Brown with LeBron. But my thing is, that's the same person that was talking a lot of shit about your son with his little girlfriend, talking about Bronny doesn't belong in the NBA and that Bronny should be in the G League. But that's neither here nor there, right?
Brown.
I'm crazy,
okay,
right?
Who's big time, obviously.
Did we just forget that?
Tyrese Maxey, who's big time. You got him with VJ Edgecombe, who shined as a rookie and's got tremendous potential. And now you're looking at it. If Joel Embiid is 50%, I mean, if he can give you anything during the playoffs, the Philadelphia.
You have to make the playoffs in order for Joel Embiid to give you anything in the playoffs. Now, while you've built a roster in Philadelphia with a team that doesn't depend on Joel Embiid, allowing him to rest more so that the team, if in the playoffs, can then play him more minutes outside of the regular season where he would need to rest more. So I understand the thought process of, okay, we'll let LeBron lead the team into the playoffs, then we'll get to the playoffs, and then we'll implement Joel Embiid into the starting lineup and this and that, give him more minutes. But it doesn't change the fact that Joel Embiid can literally play just one game and it'll be his last. Like, He's literally on the verge of forced retirement. Like, we just keep forgetting this. It's not going to look too good because we just saw LeBron outplay Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic in the playoff was on the bench, and the next person, which was Austin Reeves, only gave you 8 points in a playoff game. So what's going to change in Philadelphia when Joel Embiid is on the bench during the playoffs and you're looking at Maxey to help LeBron? Like, Maxey in his second year? I'm just saying.
76ers could win the championship. I think this right here puts the Philadelphia 76ers right there with the New York Knicks as the favorites in the Eastern Conference to come out of the East and represent the Eastern Conference in the NBA Finals. That's how big this move is, because LeBron is a savant. His basketball IQ.
My question to you is LeBron James at age 42, 43 in year 24, 25 enough to carry a team into the playoffs while the second in command, being Joel Embiid, is only playing maybe 40, maybe 60 games, including playoff games? If you make it to the playoffs, is LeBron still that guy? Because that's a lot of pressure to put on a man who's like 42 years old. You can let me know, but in my opinion, LeBron is taking on more responsibility had he gone to a Warriors or to a Miami Heat, where the responsibility would have been properly distributed amongst the players. As far as being the 76ers, you have so many young players with an injury-prone player, and now it's going to depend on you again. Now, this might be good for Rich Paul, who gets the clientele, and you want to say, okay, golf and this and that, but if we're talking about purely basketball, is this the right move for LeBron?
IQ is off the charts, and you combine that with the greatness of a Jaylen Brown and a Tyrese Maxey, with the leadership that Bob Myers has emanating from above as the executive for this team. I don't think there's any question. The Philadelphia 76ers, I'm shocked by this. The Philadelphia 76ers are now in play to be a championship favorite, one of the top 4 teams.
That's the thing I will say about LeBron. No matter what team he plays for, no matter the players on that team automatically becomes a contender. It automatically puts whatever team Cavs were nothing until the rookie LeBron came and made them a household name. And then he goes to Miami, wins 2, goes back home, and now all the banners belong to him in the Cavs arena. And now he goes to the Lakers and he gets them a ring, and they want to retire his jerseys, both of them. They don't want to give him a statue, which is fine as long as they retire the jersey. And now he's in Philadelphia, which is where Kobe Bryant was raised, born and raised, if I'm not mistaken. So now he's in Philadelphia, so he's taking on the Kobe legacy. And Allen Iverson is going to be at every game. And shout out to the alumni of Philadelphia, because Chuck might be at those games as well. So this if he wins, it definitely solidifies him as one of the greatest of all time. And don't let him win 2, because then he gets 6, and the GOAT debate from him and Michael Jordan is completely different. Michael Jordan did it on one team. He never won before, he never won after. LeBron, 76ers, that's a different topic, a whole different topic. And then you go from winning not only 4 to maybe 6, but you go from winning 4 to maybe 6 on different teams. That's never been done before. Never. Kawhi tried to do it when he left the Raptors, thinking he could go to LA, play with the Clippers and win a championship there. But of course, we saw how that ended. Tragic, I might add.
San Antonio, Oklahoma City, New York Knicks, Philadelphia 76ers, and not necessarily in that order. They're the top 4 teams. Philadelphia 76ers are a championship favorite right now.
Bob Myers went on a podcast with Rich Paul and was very adamant that his pitch to LeBron James, Stephen A., was that this is the best place to win, Philly, that is. Do you think for this stage of his career, season 24, does the Philadelphia 76ers give LeBron the best chance to go add another title?
I agree with that because while LeBron is chasing Michael Jordan, the current conversation is does LeBron get one more chip at all to surpass Steph Curry? Because we know Steph Curry has been a shadow in LeBron. Well, is LeBron's shadow. Like the only reason LeBron doesn't currently have more championships is because LeBron is also in the Curry era. Steph Curry literally took at least 2 championships away from LeBron. So I agree with you there.
Well, I don't think it would have given him a better chance than San Antonio or OKC. Let's be very
I don't know
clear
about San Antonio or OKC.
But I think when you look, and I think that had he gone to the Knicks, it would have been the same thing. But to be in Philadelphia, Jaylen Brown was an MVP candidate.
I don't know about
Jaylen Brown is a star in this game. And Tyrese Maxey is something special to behold. Make no mistake about it. And VJ Edgecombe is a gifted young player as well. Their backcourt is set for years to come. Between Maxey, Edgecombe, and Jaylen Brown, the Sixers do not have a backcourt issue. They have an elite backcourt.
The backcourt's not the problem. The problem is the health of a 40-plus-year-old man and the health of your aging superstar in Joel Embiid, who's missed the playoffs every year except 1 year. And the 1 year he missed, or the 1 year he was in it, he went home crying because Kawhi Leonard in Toronto took the shot to end it all. And we all stopped, watched the shot bounce up, and then watched the shot go in. And then ever since then, it's just been injury after injury after injury for Joel Embiid. That's a fact.
To add LeBron James, who, by the way, this is one of the things that we have to pay attention to. Do y'all understand that LeBron James played 5 positions? He played center last year at times. He's played 5 different positions last year. 5. That's what he brings to the table. This dude is 6'9", 260. He can guard multiple positions. He could play any.
I agree. While LeBron can play 1 through 5 at 42, the question is not about LeBron. The question is about the players around him. Who's going to be coaching this team, and how far does this team get into the playoffs? Is this a first round exit, a second round exit, or is it a play-in team? That only time will tell, but these are the questions.
Any position on the floor. And the fact that you have that kind of ability, with that kind of basketball IQ, with the kind of leadership, with the credentials that he has to go along with all of that, I can't say enough about it. The fact of the matter is the Philadelphia 76ers are in an elite place, and to watch them get the brakes beat off of them by the New York Knicks in the playoffs this past year when they got swept, to see them take hold of this by elevating Bob Myers. And what does he do? Before you've had an opportunity to pass gas, this dude goes out and acquires Jaylen Brown, and now...
No, brother. VJ Edgecombe is nothing to play with. And as far as Bronny goes, we all know that in about 2 years tops, Bronny would probably be out of the NBA. Ever since Bronny's cardiac arrest, we know he hasn't been the same player he was in college coming into the NBA. And once he got into the NBA, outside of being a trash time, maybe 4-minute player in the end of the quarter, in the end of the game type of player, he's not. You don't put Bronny in as a starter. You don't put Bronny in with the second unit. Bronny is a third unit. And at that point, you're going to see your way out of the NBA sooner or later. So get ready for the G League, Bronny. I ain't going to lie to you. One day, Bronny would be coming to the Lakers facility and his car would not work.
LeBron James. It's a sensational job on his part. There is no denying it. It's unbelievable that he pulled this off, and major props to him.
Talk about a Friday news dump. We're going to continue with so much more here on
This is what I wanted to show you as well.
Jaylen Brown pulled up to Las Vegas Summer League tonight with Kaiser Gondrezick and Angel Reese to watch the Celtics take on the Lakers, which of course includes Bronny James. And while on the sidelines, cameras caught Jaylen appearing to say, I don't think Bronny's a pro. With Kaiser then saying to Jaylen, I think he'll be on a G League team for sure.
I agree.
He's taking that next step. Our relationship has been, pretty respectful. Besides what he said about Bronny at Summer League, but other than that,
you guys heard about
yeah, but other than
that nigga Jaylen was talking shit about your son, and now that's your teammate, gang. I don't know. If you talk shit about my son, who just came off of cardiac arrest, and he made it into the league, you on the sideline with your girl, and you talking shit about my boy, I ain't gonna lie, the next thing I'm doing is not teaming up with you. Damn sure not in Philadelphia with a fucking injury-prone Embiid. No, I have no idea what made LeBron say, yeah, there. Like, there's no rings, there's no money, there's no legacy building. Like, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm tripping.
Other than that, we've been all right,
I ain't forget that, though.
Joel Embiid is just cursed at this point. Embiid was never regarded as one of the most durable players in the league. He started his NBA career sidelined for 2 years to recover from injuries. And
Embiid started his career just like Chet Holmgren, injured for 2 whole years. This man came into the NBA and was injured for 2 years, didn't even play a game. This is who you want to play with? Crazy.
has never finished a season playing 70 or more games. Injuries
Bro's
are one
never.
thing.
I'm gonna play this back. He's never finished the season playing 70 or more games. There's 82 games in the regular season. How are you gonna make it to a playoffs? How?
But the timing of it all is just all fucked up. Ever since the Sixers made the playoffs with Embiid, there's never been a season where he entered the postseason healthy. In 2018, he missed the first 2 games of the first round with an orbital fracture on his eye that he suffered from a game in March. A season later, in what's turned out to be the most competitive team the Sixers had with Embiid, he missed 14 games after the All-Star break with knee tendonitis. Then in the second round, he battled the flu for most of the series, which ended in a 7-game loss.
Can we also not forget that Joel Embiid, the same Olympic team that Steph Curry, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant just like 2, 3, 4 years ago won their last Olympics? He was a part of that team because Kawhi Leonard did not join. They replaced Kawhi with Joel Embiid, and Joel Embiid had to go home early and then they replaced Joel Embiid with Jason Tatum. Can we remember that? Because Joel Embiid had to leave early as well because of injury. So do we forget this man is just full of injuries? Like, come on, gang. Come on, chat.
Lost to the Raptors on a
Tell
buzzer
me.
beater. 2020 was actually the first time that Embiid entered the postseason injury-free, but he entered the bubble out of shape, and the Sixers got bounced in the first round.
So the 1 year he had to win was in the bubble, and he was out of shape. How are you out of shape and you don't have nothing to do but work out? You're in a bubble. There's no clubs. There's no home. There's no family. There's no nothing. You're in a facility. Why are you not working out? Why are you playing games at the same facility you could be working out and you coming in there out of shape? Makes no sense to me.
Now we're in 2021. This time Embiid battled through a torn meniscus that forced him to miss 1 game. Then in 2022, he suffered 2 injuries in the postseason. He was diagnosed with a concussion in the first round from a collision with Pascal Siakam. And in the semis, he had to miss 2 games to deal with a torn ligament in his thumb. You would think that his MVP season in 2023 would be different. But unfortunately, history repeated itself again.
You know how bad of an excuse that has to be, Rico? Imagine I'm trying to get, you trying to meet, me and you, we trying to get to the playoffs. And the most important piece to helping us win says he's tired. And we're in a bubble. You ain't getting enough sleep, gang? Come on. Come on now. Don't do that, Rico.
Embiid sprained his knee, which caused him to miss a game in each of the first 2 rounds. In 2024, Embiid played, but he definitely wasn't healthy. Back in February, Embiid tore his meniscus in a skirmish with Jonathan Kuminga, who eventually fell on his knee. Then in the playoffs, it was revealed he had Bell's palsy, which caused his vision to blur.
Bro, his eye just starts twitching. He has Bell palsy. which means he should have lost the eye. He's walking around with an eye that's not 100%. This is the team you want to play for? This is the player? Not Steph, not Giannis, not even the Wolves who have Melo Ball and Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Rudy Gobert. You want to play with this guy, gang? Come on.
Sixers potentially back in the playoffs after a one-year hiatus. Embiid got hit with appendix surgery less than 1 month left in the season. Embiid said he'd trade his MVP trophy just for one healthy run at the playoffs. If you followed his career, that line does hit different. For Embiid, the battle has never been with talent or the coach's system. It's been staying on the court in games that actually matter.
Wow. Can't stay in the games that actually matter. And this is where we're going.
I want to, join a franchise that kind of shares the same, Bible as myself, and that's like practicing championship habits every day. But trust.
No, LaMelo and Ant-Man is like the best backcourt you can possibly have in 2026 going into 2027. It's literally like the Splash Brothers 2.0. Like Melo from however far he's going to be shooting. And you know that Anthony Edwards is a carbon copy of Michael Jordan, gang. It's just facts. Like, I don't even like MJ. I'm a LeBron guy, but look at his build. He's Michael Jordan 2.0. And Melo is Curry 2.0. Like, you have that on one team. But and the Knicks just won. You telling me we could have went there or here and we went to Philly? Come
Trust in the process more than anything.
This can't be real.
Trust the process.
This can't be real.
Hold on. Realize that.
We should have known he was going to Philly when he said this trust the process bullshit. I think I'm venting at this point because I should have seen it. I should have seen it when he said trust the process, and he said, "Oh, I've always been trust the process since before." Yeah, but now it's synonymous with Joel Embiid, and we should have saw it as soon as you said it.
And by the way, I've
been saying to trust the process since I was drafted in like 2003. I don't even know if Embiid was born yet.
Insane.
Me and my homies, we always have a debate. Say, how long could Bron play and average 10 points? How long you think you could play until an average 10? Just 10.
10 points a game?
10 points a game. And you had to play at least 65 games according to our rules today.
Probably till I was I can average 10 points in the league for, a long time.
That's what I'm saying.
Realistically, I think LeBron can average 10 points for if Tom Brady could play football into his 50s, LeBron could probably play basketball into his 60s. Just the fact that LeBron his IQ puts him in a position where he can pass and facilitate the whole game from start to finish. And if he is on a team where they're like Philly, where they're not really trying to do much, because outside of the Warriors, outside of the Heat, even the Timberwolves, maybe Philly is the place where he could stay, and because you got so many younger guys, he could play until he's a little bit older. He signed for 2 years, but we all know in today's NBA, he could re-sign as multiple times as he wants because they got the cap space for it. And he's a player that always puts you in a good conversation as far as to getting into the playoff contention. So is Philly the place where LeBron can realistically play until he's 60? Because we don't talk about players playing until they're 60 outside of this guy. Like, we all know Steph is going to retire sooner or later. KD is going to retire sooner or later. And we would never see Kawhi Leonard once he's done. Once Kawhi Leonard is like the Kendrick Lamar of this. Once he's done, it's over. We would never see that nigga again. So is LeBron the only player that can play until he's 60? And if so, do we realistically see that happen? Because I believe he can. If we're asking only for 10 points, who better to do it than LeBron until he's 60?
Yeah, like a long time. So what do you think? 65, something like that. 65.
Yeah, but whereas Philadelphia is a lot more, brings more revenue. The Indiana Pacers doesn't do anything really, because you already have a facilitator in Tyrese Halliburton, and you don't want the KD and James Harden and Kyrie Irving type of thing going on in Indiana, where you got players passing it to each other when somebody should be taking a shot. Because that's what's going to happen. If you put Tyrese Halliburton on the same team as LeBron James in Indiana, these guys are just going to be passing it. And we're not trying to see that. We're trying to see an offensive-minded type of game. And at least with Philadelphia, we get that because we know Tyrese Maxey is going to cut. He's one of the fastest guards right now. And he's going to run up and down the court, from the left side to the right side and back, where Embiid's not going to do that. But when you give Embiid the ball, he's going to bounce, back up, shoot, and then fall to the ground, get to the free throw line, and he's going to make that too. That's a three-point play right there. Especially with the new rules, it could be a three-point play just from the one free throw. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion, my idea. I'm entitled to my opinion. That's all I'm saying. It works well in Philly. It works very well in Philly.
I mean, I believe you. Just like come in, get a quick thing, you can go sit down.
That's very doable for LeBron. Yeah, I know. You don't want to see that.
And this is from the woman over there.
You just earned 5% cash back on that.
Well,
Also, if I start a conga line, will you
earn 5% cash
back?
back?
LeBron, because who else could we possibly be talking like this about? Nobody else. There's nobody else in the NBA where we could say, well, if this guy isn't going to, if this guy is reaching a certain age limit, we're gonna give him a 2-year, $8 million contract at 40. I don't see anybody else getting that type of money, even though it's not a lot of money. We saw what happened to Vince Carter. We saw what happened to Tracy McGrady. We saw what happened to Michael Jordan with the Wizards. Everybody reaches their limit. It's like, does LeBron actually have a limit? Does he have a breaking point? At what point does LeBron stop playing basketball? It's like every year LeBron is a man amongst boys when it comes to playing basketball. He's 250 pounds, maybe 260, pure muscle. Like IQ out of this world. He could play 1 through 5, and he still has the stamina to run up and down and chase down blocks at his big ass age. Like, it's easy work. 265. LeBron is 265, gang. LeBron is 265 straight muscle, mind you, straight muscle. And don't let him bulk up or slim down. If he slims down, that's a lot more speed coming right behind you. You could hear his footsteps right behind you when you're trying to take a layup, and you know what's going to happen. He's going to block it. And don't let him bulk up, because if he bulks up and he's playing the 5 or the 4, then nobody else on any other team is going to be a 5 or a 4 that's going to be able to keep up with him if he bulks up. And if he's 260 flat right now, you have to know that's pure muscle. What can you do with LeBron? You can't do nothing. You can't stop him. You can't prevent him from shooting. If you put him in a position where he has to pass, we've seen the fake pass. Like, we've seen that. How do you stop this man? It makes no sense to me personally, but it is entertainment. It is entertaining, and I can't wait for the NBA to start so I can put all my money on LeBron James in the Philadelphia 76ers, because it doesn't matter where he goes. As a LeBron fan, that's where I'm going to. I don't give a fuck about Joel Embiid being injury prone. I don't care how young VJ Edgecombe is. I don't care anything about Maxey. It's fine. We're just going to take it as it comes, and we'll figure it out as we go. What kind of plays do you play for a player like LeBron? What position does LeBron play? Is he going to have the ball in his hand majority of the time? Like, I have so much questions. I got way more questions. Usually I have answers. Right now I have more questions than answers. Like, because the uncertainty, that's the factor. LeBron can do anything, whatever you ask of him, and we've seen it before. We've seen when he took the back seat and not too long ago with the Lakers. That didn't work out. So does that mean he comes and he has to have the ball in his hands and play maybe on ball more the way that James Harden does? Or do you really want this guy to really be your facilitator to the point where he's taking majority of the shots? And you don't want to put LeBron just sitting in the corner, just waiting for threes while somebody's dribbling out the ball, because then we saw what happened again with Luka. When Luka could have passed it at one game and he took the shot and he missed and they lost. The Lakers lost the game. Then the next game, Luka took the shot and he didn't make it when he could have passed it to LeBron. So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. I mean, it's the GOAT. It's LeBron. What more do you really want from him? What more can we ask of LeBron? He's done everything he could possibly do for every team he's been on, and he's delivered. And if we're following his track record, that would technically mean sooner or later, within these 1.5 years he's on Philly, they're expecting a championship out of him. The expectations are very high. Meanwhile, there's a low risk, high reward if Joel Embiid is the only issue, which I don't think it will be. But if Joel Embiid is the only issue, then I can see 76ers fans looking at LeBron like the second coming. Like, who else is going to give them a championship? Because we've seen it didn't work out with Ben Simmons, even though we know they were saying Ben Simmons is the new LeBron James. We didn't forget that, did we? I'll just play the clip for y'all. But hopefully we didn't forget that. Now he's in the city that was talking shit about him playing with the players who was talking shit about his son. Hilarious.
Thought about it for 2 nights, 3 days. Hey, LeBron, Ben Simmons is here. We're all good. But I had an epiphany Saturday morning, and I've thought about it for 2 nights, 3 days. Hey, LeBron, Ben Simmons is here. We're all good.
What does that mean, though? Because now you play for that exact team. They're saying they tried to compare Ben Simmons to LeBron James, and we saw what happened. Ben Simmons passes the ball in a playoff game where it's Trae Young guarding him, and he blows the layup to pass it, and everything was done. And then we see Joel Embiid not be able to guard Kawhi Leonard. The shot goes up, and what goes up must come down. And it not only did it come down, it went in when it came down. We saw that. Now you play for that same team? You setting yourself up for failure, gang. You play for the same team that fucked up not once, but twice with 2 different players who they thought was their future. Now in my mind, if it works out, he gets 2 championships. And worst case scenario with the championship, he gets 1, he moves on to another team or he retires. But that's been his track record. He was drafted by the Cavs, very young age. He didn't win. He comes to Miami. He learns while under the wings of Dwayne Wade how to play winning basketball because Dwayne Wade had already won a championship in Miami with Shaquille O'Neal. And with Shaquille O'Neal, I'm sure Dwayne Wade had learned a lot from Shaq playing with Kobe. So now that gives LeBron all the basketball knowledge he gets. He gets to soak up from Wade. And then he goes back to the Cavs and he passes that knowledge on to Kyrie, who helps him with the shot that Kyrie puts over Stephen Curry to help LeBron win his third title. And we know what Ray Allen did to help LeBron win his second title in Miami. So now you're at 3 titles. Then you go to the Los Angeles Lakers, who disrespected you while you were there the entire time. And now they're trying to throw you a rope, throw you some love by retiring your jerseys like they really had a choice. But you not only do you win one of what I consider the hardest NBA championship because you were in the bubble, no family, no haircuts, no relaxation, no nothing, no clubs, just basketball, just you and a bunch of men all day. And then you got to play, and then you got to play tired. You got to play the next game. The fans are not in the arena. There's some huge TV, and the fans are at home, and they're using the TV to broadcast the fans from the webcam. That shit was weird and complicated, and ridiculous, and COVID was crazy. And not only that, but you're in a bubble where there's no fans, so it's completely a different atmosphere, and you still win. You win with no haircut. You win without your family there. You win without the fans there. You win with everything going on. And they weren't feeding people right. They were feeding rich-ass niggas bullshit-ass food, and you still won. Why does everything have to be so hard? Why do you have you came to Miami, you did it the hard way. You went to the Cavaliers, you did it the hard way. You went to the Lakers, you did it the hard way. Why does it always have to be so hard? Why can't we just cruise to a championship? Why not go play with Stephen Curry and just cruise to a championship? Why not come back to Miami and play with Bam Adebayo, who has the most points in NBA history outside of Wilt fucking Chamberlain? And Giannis just won. Like, why couldn't we just cruise to a championship with these two guys? No, this nigga LeBron wants to go to Philadelphia. He wants to play with young players in Maxey and VJ Edgecombe, and he wants to give Embiid the championship that he's been crawling and begging and crying for, and he can do it by himself. And it's like, you know how easy it would have been to win a championship with Stephen Curry. That's why everybody was happy, because it would have been going to the games. You would have been talking your shit, knowing these niggas is about to win. It would have been easy, but it would have been too easy. And the NBA don't like that. Hey, by all means, I can't wait to see what LeBron does in Philly. But we know Philly is no joke. If you start to lose, they're going to be on your ass. You know Chuck is going to be at every game criticizing and micromanaging and having something to say, even though he just got fired from the thing with Shaq and Kenny the Jet Smith and Ernie, even though I'm about to see them in 2K right now. It could have been smooth sailing, but now you got to do it the hard way once again. I just hope that Joel Embiid gets his shit together, even though we know he only has one eye, one leg, and one arm and a bad hit. We know Tyrese Maxey is young, but I really believe in Tyrese Maxey. I really like him because he's one of the fastest players. He kind of reminds me of a young Dwayne Wade for some reason. I don't know if it's the speed, his IQ, his ability to shoot over people. He just, once he goes up, you know it's going down. VJ Edgecombe has a lot of potential. Like, even in the playoffs, it was like, if it wasn't Maxey, it was VJ Edgecombe just dropping 20 and 14, and they stopped. But VJ Edgecombe, for a very young player, helped him a lot more than I expected. And you know, Anthony Simons is not he's no scrub. Anthony Simons played alongside Damian Lillard, guys. Hello. Damian Lillard literally had Anthony Simons under his wing, and he's bringing that three-point shooting to a team with LeBron James. So he could just pass it out, and that might be a guaranteed three. Not to mention the fact that, yes, this is true. The NBA is trying to implement a 4-point line. It's not Stephen Curry. It's not Melo Ball, but it does give you a good shot, a very good shot. Outside of that, we're going to see what happens. I do want to let everybody else continue to talk about it as far as the other commentators, so I can see their point of view, only because it seems like not everybody was expecting LeBron James to go to Philly, which rightfully so. I feel like that was a curveball that was just thrown at us, and we're trying to hit a home run on the next one. That's all. We're just trying to win a championship, and we're getting thrown curveballs. But while the NBA is looking to go into a new direction, and they're clearly steering away from having guarantees like, okay, it's not going to be Stephen Curry and the Warriors and LeBron James and the Cavs until year 2055 or something. No, anybody is equal, even playing field. Anybody could get it. Anybody could win. It's not just one guaranteed team. It could be the Milwaukee Bucks. They got Tyler Hero. They got Trent Jr., Gary Trent Jr. It could be Brooklyn just got Julius Randle. The fucking Timberwolves, they have Melo Ball, McDaniels, Gobert. You got the Knicks that just won. Even Paul George just went to the Celtics, which they also got the big and Robinson, who was just on the Knicks and helped them win the championship. So anybody could win a championship this year, which in my mind is exactly what the NBA is looking for. They don't want it to be obvious, which helps with the script writing and the storylines. And it also puts everybody in a place where you can bet, and you can win, because we will be betting this year. We will be betting this year, and we will be winning. I will be sharing my bets with you. I like to bet on underdog. I also like to use underdog's my favorite. Let me see here. I have Hard Rock Hotel, the app, FanDuel, but I like underdog. So that was the show, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to see what happens. We're going to let everything unravel. NBA starts sometime in October, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll be seeing that. The first game. Now that LeBron has made his decision, the NBA could go ahead with their scripts, and they can go ahead with their scheduling, and the bets could start going off. That took about a month. The longest LeBron has ever taken to decide where he would be going. Took about a month, 30 whole fucking days, and just for this nigga to tell us he's going to Philly. So kudos to him. We're gonna see it happen in real time, unravel, and I appreciate everybody who was able to come in. This is your host Rondo23 with the Rondo23 Show, the Rondo23 Experiment Podcast. I am your host Rondo23. Please like, share, comment down below your thoughts on LeBron and the Philadelphia 76ers and him not going to the Warriors, him not going to the Miami Heat, not the Knicks, not the Milwaukee Bucks, not the Minnesota Timberwolves. No, LeBron James is officially a 76ers, guys. So, again, comment down below your thoughts. Please subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the channel. That's all I ask. I am your host, Rondo23. Get some money, get some punani, and get some sleep.